Winners don't wait for things to happen. They make them happen. Every successful person you admire didn't get there by hoping for the best. They pushed themselves. They showed up every day, even when it felt hard. When everyone else was resting, they were moving forward. They didn't let obstacles, fatigue, or doubts stop them. If you want to reach the level of success you dream of, you need to learn to push yourself like winners do. This isn't about talent, luck, or chance. It's about consistency, effort, and discipline. So, are you ready to take control of your future and start putting in the work? Stick around, because we're diving into the mindset and actions that separate winners from everyone else. You'll learn how to push through when things get tough and develop the kind of discipline that leads to success. Let's get started. Start your day with one task that scares you. Winners are made in the early hours of the morning. They know that the first action they take in the day sets the tone for everything that follows. If you're not starting your day with purpose, with power, you're setting yourself up to drift, to react, instead of act. And that's not the path to greatness. Winners don't wait for inspiration to come to them. They make it happen. They don't wait for motivation to show up. They create it. And how do they do this? By taking control of their mornings. You've heard it before. Starting your day right is key. But what does that really mean? What does it take to truly own your morning? To kickstart your day with the kind of momentum that will carry you through every challenge? Well, it starts with doing one thing that scares you, one thing that challenges you right from the beginning. The task that you'd rather avoid, the one thing you've been pushing off, the thing that nags at you in the back of your mind, that is where your day needs to start. Most people wake up, hit snooze a few times, get comfortable, and ease into their day. They don't want to push themselves too hard first thing. And why is that? Because it's easy. It's comfortable. But comfort won't get you to the next level. Comfort won't take you to where you want to go. You know why? Because nothing meaningful ever came from staying comfortable. It's only when you step into the discomfort, when you face the things that scare you, that growth happens. And that growth is where the magic happens. What does this look like practically? It's simple, really. Think about something you've been avoiding. Maybe it's something at work that feels too big or too difficult. Maybe it's a conversation you've been putting off. Maybe it's something physical, like getting back into the gym or pushing yourself to work harder on your fitness goals. Maybe it's something in your personal life that you know needs to be addressed, but you've been holding back from because it's uncomfortable. Whatever it is, it's time to face it. The first thing you do when you wake up should be the thing you don't want to do. And here's why. When you do that, you immediately prove to yourself that you're in control. You take that first victory before the world even has a chance to throw its distractions and demands at you, and it's a game changer. When you take on that one task that scares you right off the bat, you're telling your mind that you're not afraid of discomfort. You're telling your mind that you are strong, capable, and ready for whatever the day brings. Now, don't misunderstand me. This isn't about throwing yourself into a task that's just uncomfortable for the sake of it. It's about facing the things that are real, that matter, that will push you to become better. You're not just seeking discomfort, you're seeking growth, and growth comes from facing challenges head on, from doing the things that are hard, the things that stretch you. Think about it. How many times have you put something off because it scared you? Maybe it was a tough conversation you knew you needed to have, or a project that seemed too big to tackle. And what happened? You kept pushing it away, hoping it would go away on its own, but did it? No, it didn't. And the longer you avoided it, the bigger it grew in your mind. The fear of it began to control you. Now imagine if you flipped that. Imagine if you took the very thing that scares you and you tackled it first thing in the morning, you faced it head on. How much power would you feel after that? How much stronger, more confident, and unstoppable would you be? The fear, the hesitation, the anxiety you once had, it would start to disappear, because you would have proven to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. It's important to realize that this is a mental game. Starting your day with the thing that scares you doesn't just set the tone for your morning, it sets the tone for your entire life. You start to develop a mental toughness that becomes a part of who you are. You become someone who doesn't shy away from challenges, who doesn't run from fear, but someone who meets it head on. And that is what winners do. They face the tough stuff first. They don't wait for the right moment or for things to feel easy. They get up, show up, and do what needs to be done. But let me be clear. This isn't about being perfect. It's about making progress. It's about doing something every single day that moves you closer to your goals, that strengthens your resolve, and that builds your character. The more you do this, the more you realize that the things you once feared are not nearly as intimidating as they seemed. You begin to understand that the fear was just an illusion, a barrier you created in your own mind. And here's something that you may not realize. Once you start facing that fear, once you begin taking on the toughest task right away, the rest of your day will feel so much easier. You'll start to see things in a new light. The tasks that used to seem overwhelming won't feel so big anymore. The challenges that used to stop you in your tracks will seem smaller, more manageable, and it's not because those tasks have changed, it's because you have changed. You've built your resilience, your mental toughness, your ability to push through whatever comes your way. This is how winners think. They face discomfort head on. They don't run from the tough stuff. They tackle it. And by doing so, they grow. They get stronger. They become more confident. They begin to win. And you can do the same thing. The power is in your hands. It's all about making the choice to start your day with purpose, to start with action, to start with something that scares you. That choice is what separates the successful from the mediocre. It's what turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. So the next time you wake up, don't hesitate. Don't allow yourself to stay in that comfortable zone. Go after that task that scares you, tackle it head on, and feel the power that comes with overcoming it. Because when you do, you'll know that you are on your way to greatness. So remember this, winners don't wait for the perfect moment. They create it. And it all starts with taking action, with pushing yourself, with facing your fears. And that, my friend, is the secret to winning. Choose discipline over comfort every single morning. Success is built on one key principle: discipline. You will never find greatness on the easy path. The road to achievement is not lined with comfort and relaxation. It's paved with hard decisions and personal sacrifices. Every morning, you're given a choice. You can choose comfort and ease, or you can choose discipline. The choice that will shape your day, your week, your life. What you decide in those first moments after waking up is a powerful indicator of how your day will unfold. If you choose discipline, if you choose to push yourself past the initial discomfort, you will be setting yourself up for long-term success. Every single morning is a new opportunity, a fresh chance to decide who you are going to be that day. You might not think it matters when you hit snooze for an extra 10 minutes, or when you linger in bed a little longer, but let me tell you, it matters more than you think. When you choose comfort, when you allow yourself to stay in that warm, safe cocoon of your blankets, you're teaching yourself that you don't need to work hard today. And if you let that feeling seep into your mornings, it will follow you throughout your day. You will be less likely to push yourself. You will start making excuses. And soon enough, that habit of choosing comfort will become who you are. But there's a different way. The way of winners. Winners don't sleep in because it's easy. They get up early because they understand that success is earned. They understand that discipline isn't just about doing hard things occasionally. It's about making hard choices every single day. Discipline means getting up even when you don't feel like it. Doing the work even when your mind says take a break. It means choosing to be uncomfortable in the short term to guarantee long-term growth. And that starts every morning. Discipline doesn't just mean working harder though. It's about working smarter. It's about having the clarity to know what matters most and having the willpower to prioritize those things above everything else. It's about waking up with purpose, not just because your alarm clock went off, but because you know exactly what you need to accomplish that day. It's a decision you make before your feet even hit the ground. The person who wakes up with purpose and the person who rolls out of bed hoping to figure it out as they go are two different people. And those two people will experience two very different days. What does it look like in practice? It's simple, but not easy. Choose discipline over comfort. Start by waking up a little earlier than you did yesterday. I'm not asking you to go to bed at midnight and get up at 3 a.m., But maybe set the alarm for 30 minutes earlier. That's 30 extra minutes of time to work on your personal development. That's 30 minutes more to work on your health, your mind, or your goals. Most people hit snooze and waste those 30 minutes. You have the chance to do something extraordinary with them. Maybe it's exercise. Maybe it's reading. Maybe it's planning your day. The specific task doesn't matter as much as the fact that you are making a decision to choose discipline first thing. The first decision you make in the morning can be the most important decision of the day. The moment you decide to get up, get moving, and get productive is the moment you set yourself up for success. And it all starts with choosing discipline over comfort. Let's talk about why this matters. It's about the long-term effects of your daily habits. When you begin your day by choosing discipline, you create momentum, and momentum, as you know, is powerful. Once you get moving, it becomes easier to keep moving. Once you make the choice to tackle the hard stuff, you will find it easier to continue making tough choices. But if you wake up and choose comfort, you are sending a message to yourself that you don't have to work hard today. And once you start telling yourself that, it becomes easier to tell yourself that again and again. Discipline doesn't just impact one area of your life, it affects everything. It impacts how you show up in your career, in your relationships, in your personal health, and in your growth. You cannot expect to achieve success without first showing up for yourself. You cannot expect to make progress if you are constantly giving in to the temptation of comfort. Winners don't take the easy road, and neither should you. The beauty of choosing discipline over comfort is that it gets easier the more you do it. At first it might feel like a struggle. You might want to hit snooze, you might want to skip the workout, you might want to just relax and take the easy route, but after a few days, you will start to feel different. You will start to see the fruits of your discipline. You will begin to realize that this decision, this simple choice, is paying off. And when you feel that, you'll never go back. Now let's talk about accountability. Choosing discipline doesn't just require action, it requires consistency. It's about making that same choice every day. It's about holding yourself accountable to the vision you have for yourself. And here's the truth. Nobody is going to do it for you. Nobody is going to wake you up early, push you out of bed, and make you work on your dreams. That's on you. But here's the thing. Discipline isn't just about doing things when you feel like it. It's about doing them when you don't feel like it. It's about doing the hard things even when it's uncomfortable. Discipline also means creating a routine. Winners know that a routine is the backbone of success. It's the reason they can perform at a high level day after day. Routine gives you structure, but it also frees you. It frees your mind from decision fatigue. The less you have to think about when and how you're going to get things done, the more energy you have to focus on what really matters. And that all starts with discipline. It's about having the mental clarity to make the hard decisions, the willpower to stick to your plan, and the strength to follow through, even when you'd rather relax. So when that alarm goes off tomorrow morning, I want you to remember this: you are in control. You have the power to make that one choice, that one decision, that will set the tone for your entire day. You can choose comfort, or you can choose discipline. And let me tell you, choosing discipline is the choice that will move you closer to your goals. It's the choice that will shape your future and turn your dreams into reality. It won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Winners are not born, they are made, and they are made through the choices they make every single day. When you choose discipline over comfort, you are creating a life of purpose, of growth, of success. You are building the foundation for everything you want to achieve. So the next time your alarm goes off, don't hesitate. Don't let comfort win. Choose discipline and watch your life change. Force yourself to do one more rep. Every workout. Every time you step into the gym. Every time you commit to a workout, it's an opportunity to show yourself who you really are. Winners don't just go through the motions. They don't just do what's required. They push themselves past their limits. They give more than what feels comfortable. And here's the truth. You have it in you to do one more rep every single time. When your body is screaming, I can't. When your mind is telling you to stop, that's the exact moment you need to push through and do just one more rep, one more effort, one more ounce of energy. It doesn't matter if you're lifting weights, running a marathon, or just trying to stick with a workout routine. The principle is the same. You push beyond what's comfortable. That's where growth happens. That's where transformation begins. The magic doesn't happen when you stop. It happens when you keep going. When you push past your limits, and you can do this every time. You can choose to give just a little bit more, even when your body protests. That's what separates those who achieve greatness from those who never reach their full potential. When you're in the middle of a workout, there's a moment when it feels like you're at your breaking point. Your muscles are burning. Your lungs are gasping for air. Your mind tells you to stop, to take a break, to ease up. But listen closely. That's the moment that defines you. That's the moment when the winner steps up. The winner doesn't stop. The winner finds the strength to do just one more. And here's the truth. That one extra rep makes all the difference. It's that little bit of extra effort that creates the muscle, the stamina, the endurance that will carry you to the next level. Let's be clear. This isn't about pushing yourself to the point of injury or overexertion. This isn't about being reckless. It's about knowing your body, understanding your limits, and then reaching just a little further. It's about going that extra mile when you think you've already given everything you've got. Because when you do that, you're teaching yourself to do the same thing in every other area of your life. When you push yourself in the gym, you learn how to push yourself in your career, in your relationships, and in your personal growth. It all starts with that one extra rep. When you're lifting weights, for example, it's not just about lifting what you can handle. It's about pushing yourself to lift a little more than you thought possible. If you stop after the set number of reps that you planned, you'll always stay at the same level. You'll always be operating within your comfort zone. But if you push just one more, you break through that wall. You tear down the limits you've set for yourself. You build strength, not just in your muscles but in your mindset. Because the more you push yourself physically, the more you realize that your limits are often self-imposed. When you learn to go one more, you realize that you're capable of so much more than you thought. This is about more than just getting stronger physically. It's about mental toughness. It's about building the habit of resilience. Because every time you push yourself to do one more rep, you're strengthening your willpower. You're building the ability to keep going when it gets tough, to push through discomfort and fatigue, to rise above the voices in your head that tell you to quit. That is the power of persistence. It's the power of making the decision to keep going when everyone else might stop. And that decision is the one that will push you past your limits, over and over again, until your limits no longer exist. This applies to every aspect of your workout, not just the big lifts. Whether you're doing squats, push-ups, running, or even stretching, there's always that moment where your mind tells you that you're done. That's when you have to make the choice. Do you listen to the part of you that wants to stop, or do you push forward? The more you make the decision to push, the more you learn how to handle discomfort, and the more you handle discomfort, the stronger you become. What makes all the difference is the mindset you choose to adopt. When you commit to doing one more rep, you're committing to building mental toughness. And that toughness isn't just about physical strength. It's about the strength of your character, the strength of your determination, and the strength of your willingness to keep going when it's hard. When you decide that one more rep is worth it, you're making a choice that impacts your future. You're creating momentum, and momentum is one of the most powerful forces in life. But it's not just about the physical transformation. Pushing yourself to do one more rep is a reflection of your commitment to growth. It's about showing up for yourself, day in and day out, and making the choice to get better. Every single rep you push through is a step toward becoming a better version of yourself. You're not just lifting weights or running a few extra miles. You're lifting the weight of your own limitations, and you're running toward your future success. When you finish that workout, when you've done one more rep than you thought you could, you will feel a sense of pride. You'll feel a rush of accomplishment, a feeling that no amount of comfort can give you. That sense of pride will fuel your next workout, your next challenge, your next step forward. And the more you push yourself, the more you realize that you can do far more than you ever imagined. You can push further, work harder, and achieve more. This isn't just about working out. It's a life philosophy. When you choose to push yourself every single time, you're setting a standard for how you live. When you push through the tough workouts, you're also pushing through the tough moments in your life. You're building the habit of perseverance, of going the extra mile when things get hard. The more you do this in the gym, the easier it becomes to do this in every area of your life. You'll find yourself pushing for that extra effort in your work, in your personal development, and in your relationships. You won't settle for good enough anymore. You'll be driven by the belief that you can always do one more. So, next time you're faced with that moment in your workout, where your body screams stop, remind yourself of this. It's the one more rep that counts. It's the one more rep that builds your strength. It's the one more rep that pushes you closer to the person you want to become. Keep pushing. Do one more, and then do it again, because that's how you grow. That's how you become unstoppable. Write down your goals and attack them daily. The secret to success doesn't lie in what you're capable of doing when things are going smoothly. It's all about how you show up when the world is throwing challenges at you. When the road gets tough, and when you feel like quitting, it's about pushing yourself to do the work, even when it feels impossible. One of the most powerful habits you can form is the act of writing down your goals and then attacking them every single day. When you write them down, you make a commitment to yourself. You create a roadmap. You transform the idea into something tangible, something that you can see, feel, and work towards. But writing them down isn't enough. You need to act on them. You need to attack them. Every day, we all have dreams and aspirations, but dreams alone don't get you anywhere. What gets you closer to your goals is the consistent, focused action you take toward them. Every time you wake up, you have two choices. You can either drift through the day, letting distractions pull you away from your purpose, or you can focus, stay committed, and work relentlessly toward what you wrote down. Too many people talk about their goals, but few actually do something about them. They wait for the right time, the right opportunity, or the right motivation to kick in. But the truth is, there's never going to be a perfect moment. The only perfect moment is now. The time to act is today, not tomorrow, not next week, not when things feel easier. When you write down your goals, you create clarity. It's like turning the fog into a clear path. You know where you're going, and you know how you'll get there. But here's the catch. Just writing them down won't get you anywhere unless you actively pursue them. That means attacking them every day. Don't let a day go by without making progress. You don't need to take huge steps, but you do need to take consistent, meaningful action. Whether it's dedicating an hour to working on your craft, reaching out to new people, reading a book that will help you grow, or simply pushing yourself to work harder than you did yesterday. Every action counts. Every small step you take brings you closer to the bigger picture. It's easy to get lost in the excitement of setting big goals. It's easy to get inspired when you think about all the things you want to accomplish, but inspiration alone doesn't bring success. Discipline does. It's about sticking to the plan, even when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up every day, even when you'd rather take a break. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. The successful people are the ones who show up even when it's hard. They are the ones who don't quit when the initial excitement fades. They push through when it gets tough. They keep attacking their goals day after day. And here's the thing. Your goals are going to challenge you. They are going to test you. There will be moments when it feels like progress is slow, when the obstacles seem insurmountable, and when you start to doubt yourself. That's when most people give up. They tell themselves that it's just too much, that they're not cut out for it, or that they'll try again later. But the winners, the ones who make it to the top, are the ones who keep pushing. They see setbacks as opportunities to learn. They don't let failure define them. They use it as fuel to push harder. If you want to be successful, you have to be willing to push through discomfort. Every time you feel like quitting, remember why you started in the first place. Remind yourself of the dream, the vision, the life you want to create. That's the fuel that will keep you going when you feel like giving up. Don't wait for the motivation to come. Create your own motivation through consistent action. The more you attack your goals, the easier it becomes to keep attacking them. It becomes a habit, a way of life. You begin to see the results, and those results motivate you to keep going. Think about the last time you achieved something big. Do you remember the feeling of accomplishment when you finally completed a goal? That feeling is priceless. It's the reward for your hard work, for the countless hours you spent chasing that goal, for the moments when you wanted to quit but decided to push through instead. The journey toward your goals is not going to be easy, but it will be worth it. And the more you commit to taking action every day, the more you will experience that sense of fulfillment and pride. This doesn't mean that you won't face challenges. You will. But it's in those moments of struggle that you'll see what you're really made of. The true test is not whether you face adversity. It's how you respond to it. Do you let it stop you, or do you find the strength to keep going? The winners, the successful ones, are the ones who don't let anything stand in their way. They see the obstacles as part of the process, and they use them to grow. They don't back down from challenges. They attack them head on. Now let me tell you this. If you want to achieve big things in life, you have to be willing to make sacrifices. You won't always feel like doing the work, but the work is what gets you to your goals. You can't wait for motivation to magically appear. You need to create it by taking action. Every day that you attack your goals, you build momentum. And momentum is one of the most powerful forces you can have on your side. Once you start building that momentum, it's almost impossible to stop. Every small action leads to bigger results. Every step you take brings you closer to where you want to be. So what do you need to do right now? Write down your goals, and don't just leave them on paper. Attack them every single day. Be disciplined. Be relentless. The path won't always be easy, but that's where the magic happens. Success is not a destination. It's a daily habit. And the more you attack your goals, the more you will realize that you're capable of achieving so much more than you ever imagined. The key is to keep going, to keep pushing forward, and to never give up on what you truly want. When you do that, there's nothing you can't accomplish. So today, make the choice to write down your goals and attack them, and then do it again tomorrow. And the day after that, keep attacking your goals, and you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. Push through when your mind says stop and keep going. That's where the real transformation happens. That's where the magic is made. It's easy to keep going when everything is smooth, when things are going your way, but what sets the winners apart is their ability to keep going when their mind is telling them to quit. It's when you hit that wall, when you feel like you have nothing left to give, and you push through that wall anyway. That's when you build something that lasts. That's when you build resilience. That's when you build the muscle of persistence. And that's when you start achieving the kind of success that others only dream of. It's not just about pushing through physical pain. It's about pushing through the mental resistance. The voices inside your head that say, you've done enough, or you can take a break today. Those are the voices of complacency. Those are the voices of average. Those are the voices that will keep you stuck in the same place. The voices that tell you to stop, to rest, to take it easy. They're loud and they can feel convincing. But I want you to remember this. Every time you listen to those voices, you take a step away from your dreams. Every time you give in to that pull of comfort, you are not moving closer to your best self. You're staying right where you are. But every time you push through, every time you ignore that mental chatter, you move closer to your potential. You move closer to who you are meant to be. The truth is, most people give up when they are so close to what they want. They stop pushing just a little bit too early. They feel the resistance. They feel the discomfort, and they assume it's a sign that they're not meant to keep going. But what they don't realize is that resistance is just a signal. It's a sign that you're on the verge of growth. It's a sign that you're pushing yourself outside your comfort zone. And that's exactly where you need to be. When you're comfortable, you're not growing. Growth happens when you push yourself beyond what you think is possible. Growth happens when you get uncomfortable. When you push through, not because it's easy, but because it's hard. And when you do that, that's when everything changes. Every time you push yourself beyond your limits, you create a new limit. You expand your potential. What you thought was impossible is suddenly within your reach. But you can't experience that unless you push through the pain, unless you push through the resistance, unless you keep going when everything inside of you is telling you to stop. It's in those moments, the moments when you want to give up, that you prove to yourself what you're made of. You prove to yourself that you are capable of so much more than you ever thought possible. The body and mind are incredible machines, but they need to be tested. They need to be pushed. And when you push through, you start realizing that there's so much more within you than you've ever known. The winners are the ones who can handle that mental resistance. The winners are the ones who can ignore the voices of doubt, of fear, of uncertainty, and keep moving forward anyway. Winners don't let a little discomfort stop them from chasing their goals. They understand that pushing through discomfort is the price of success. They don't see obstacles as roadblocks, but as opportunities to grow stronger. They don't see challenges as reasons to quit. They see them as chances to show what they're made of. So when your mind says stop, when it tries to convince you that you can't go any further, remember that it's just a test. It's just a challenge. And it's a challenge that you can overcome. The beauty of this process is that it doesn't happen all at once. You don't suddenly find yourself able to push through any obstacle overnight. It's a process. Every time you choose to push through, you get stronger. You get better. You build more endurance. You build more mental toughness. You build resilience. And little by little, those moments when your mind tells you to stop become easier to overcome. But the only way to get there is by pushing through. You have to do the work. You have to keep showing up. You have to keep going, even when the mind says no. Here's something else to remember. Pushing through isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's not about achieving perfection. It's about showing up, even when you don't feel like it. It's about staying consistent, even when the results aren't immediate. Success doesn't come to those who do everything right. It comes to those who keep going when everything feels wrong. It comes to those who keep taking action, even when the progress isn't visible. Because the truth is, progress isn't always something you can see right away. Sometimes it's happening inside of you. It's the growth of your character. It's the building of your perseverance. It's the development of your mental strength. And that's the kind of progress that leads to lasting success. Now, there will be times when you feel like you've given everything you have. You'll feel drained. You'll feel like there's nothing left in the tank. But that's when you have to dig deep. That's when you find out what you're really made of. Because true strength isn't just about how much you can do when things are easy. It's about what you do when things are hard. It's about how you show up when you don't feel like it. And let me tell you this, the harder it gets, the stronger you become. The more resistance you face, the stronger you get. The more you push through, the more capable you become. So when your mind says stop, don't listen to it. Keep going. Keep pushing forward. Keep showing up. Because that's where success lives. It's not in the easy moments. It's not in the smooth rides. It's in the struggle. It's in the grind. It's in the moments when you feel like you can't go any further and you push through anyway. That's where the winners are made. And if you want to be one of them, you have to be willing to keep going when everyone else quits. Because those who keep going are the ones who end up achieving the most. So the next time you feel like stopping, remember success is just on the other side of that moment. Push through. Keep going. Because you've got this. Wake up earlier than yesterday and own the morning. The road to greatness is not for the faint of heart. It's a path where the effort you put in is what determines how far you go. There's no shortcut to success. The key is to keep moving, even when every part of you wants to stop. There's no magic formula, no mystical moment of transformation that will suddenly take you from where you are to where you want to be. It's about showing up each day, relentlessly pushing forward and doing the work, even when you don't feel like it. It's easy to imagine success as something that just happens to a lucky few. But the truth is, success comes to those who refuse to quit. It comes to those who stay in the game when others have given up, who keep grinding when the rewards feel distant, and who continue to believe in themselves when everything around them is telling them to stop. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The only thing you need to do is take action. Every step you take, even the small ones, puts you closer to your goal. Every action, no matter how insignificant it seems in the moment, moves you forward. And here's the kicker, you won't always see instant results. It's not about getting immediate gratification. It's about building a foundation, one brick at a time, until you look back and realize how much you've accomplished. Progress isn't always visible to the naked eye, but that doesn't mean it isn't happening. Keep taking those small steps. Keep putting in the work. And eventually you'll see the results. You can't wait for things to be perfect. You can't wait for the stars to align or for the right circumstances to magically appear. That's not how this works. You have to take action regardless of how things look. You have to decide that you're going to make progress, even when everything feels like a struggle. The world isn't going to wait for you to feel ready. If you wait for the right moment, you'll find that it never comes. The truth is, the right moment is right now. The time to start is now. The time to take action is now. The time to stop waiting for the perfect conditions is now. Start where you are, with what you have, and the rest will come. Don't let fear of failure stop you from taking action. Fear is natural. It's something everyone experiences, and it's not something to be ashamed of. But don't let it hold you back. Fear is a sign that you're pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone. And that's exactly where growth happens. It's easy to stay where it feels safe, to stay in the place you've been for years. But nothing extraordinary happens when you play it safe. It's when you step into the unknown, when you take risks, when you put yourself out there despite your fear, that real growth occurs. Fear won't go away by itself. The only way to overcome it is to act in spite of it. And once you do, you'll realize that fear isn't the enemy. It's just a part of the process, a sign that you're on the right track. Understand that failure is not the end. It's a necessary part of success. The road to greatness is paved with failures. Every mistake, every setback, is a lesson in disguise. Every time you fail, you learn something new. You become better, stronger, smarter. The key is not to let failure define you. Failure is simply feedback. It's not a reflection of your worth. It's not an indication of your ability to succeed. It's just a sign that you're trying, and trying is what will get you where you want to go. The more you try, the more you learn, the more you fail, the closer you get to success. You have to be willing to fail if you want to succeed. You have to be willing to take those risks, make mistakes, and keep moving forward anyway. But here's the thing. It's not just about working hard. It's about working smart. It's about being strategic with your efforts. Hard work is important, but if you're working hard without a plan, it's easy to waste time and energy. You need to focus your efforts on the things that will move the needle, the things that will bring you closer to your goals. You can't afford to waste time on activities that won't get you closer to where you want to be. That means eliminating distractions, staying focused, and being intentional with your time. Your time is the most valuable resource you have, so don't squander it on things that don't matter. Stay laser focused on your goals, and don't let anything pull you off track. People often think that success is a one-time event, a singular achievement that you either make or miss. But success is a process. It's a journey, not a destination. The person you become in the pursuit of your goals is just as important, if not more important, than the end result. Every day you work toward your dreams, you're becoming a better version of yourself. Every day you show up and put in the effort, you're sharpening your skills, building your character, and growing in ways you can't always measure. Success isn't just about achieving your goals. It's about who you become in the process. It's about developing discipline, resilience, and mental toughness. It's about learning how to handle challenges, how to keep going when it feels like everything is working against you, and how to stay focused on your vision, even when it feels like the world is trying to pull you in 100 different directions. The key to lasting success is consistency. It's not about doing a lot in a short amount of time. It's about showing up day after day, putting in the work, and staying committed to the process. Consistency is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who don't. It's what turns small efforts into big results. It's what turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. If you want to achieve something great, you have to be willing to do the work, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Keep showing up, keep putting in the effort, and eventually, you'll see the fruits of your labor. The key is to stay consistent, stay focused, and trust the process. You have everything you need to succeed right now. The only thing standing between you and your goals is the decision to act. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for the stars to align. The time to act is now. The time to move forward is now. Your future is created by what you do today, not tomorrow. Take the leap, put in the work, and trust the process, because when you do, you will be amazed at what you can accomplish. Do the hardest task first and build mental strength. Greatness doesn't happen by accident. It's a result of relentless action, unwavering focus, and most importantly, a mindset that refuses to accept mediocrity. The truth is, we all have a choice every single day. A choice to either settle for where we are or fight for where we want to be. And the difference between those who rise to the top and those who stay stuck is simple. It's the willingness to push through when things get tough, when the easy path seems more tempting, and when the road to success feels like a mountain too high to climb. If you've ever been frustrated, feeling like no matter how hard you try, the results just don't come fast enough, then you're not alone. But here's the reality. Nothing that's worth achieving comes without a fight. If you want to be someone who accomplishes something truly meaningful, you have to be ready to endure, to go through the fire, and to emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient than before. The problem isn't that the world isn't giving you opportunities, or that you haven't been given the tools to succeed. The problem lies in your willingness to take the necessary action, especially when things don't look perfect. There's a reason why so many people dream of success but never reach it. They stop before the breakthrough happens. They quit when they're just one step away from the reward. They start strong, but they falter because they let their doubts, fears, and negative thoughts dictate their progress. So what sets the achievers apart from the dreamers? It's the consistency and drive to keep going, regardless of the setbacks, challenges, or self-doubt. When you embrace the fact that you can control your actions and that every moment counts, everything changes. A lot of people believe that success is about making the right decisions at the right time. They think it's about a single breakthrough moment where everything falls into place. While those moments are exciting, they're not the foundation of long-term success. True success comes from the everyday choices you make. It comes from the way you approach each moment, every challenge, and every opportunity. It's not just about big, dramatic moves, but about the quiet, consistent actions you take when no one is watching. It's about your attitude in the face of difficulty, how you respond when things don't go as planned, and how you choose to keep going even when the odds seem insurmountable. This is the difference between those who make progress and those who stay stuck, those who show up every day and those who only show up when it's convenient. There's no secret formula for success, and there's no shortcut to achievement. It's all about taking action and staying consistent. But consistency doesn't mean mindlessly doing the same thing every day without ever questioning whether you're moving in the right direction. It means evaluating where you are, reassessing your goals, and making small, deliberate improvements as you go. Progress is rarely linear. There will be setbacks and mistakes along the way, but that's okay, because every failure is a stepping stone to something greater. Every time you fall, you get the chance to learn, to adjust, and to grow. Don't be afraid to fail. Embrace it, because that's when the most powerful growth happens. Success isn't about having all the answers. It's about being willing to make mistakes and learn from them. The best performers, the most successful people, didn't get there by always being right. They got there because they were willing to step into the unknown, to take risks, and to make decisions without knowing exactly how they would play out. They trusted the process and didn't let fear or uncertainty hold them back. You don't need to have everything figured out before you start. The most important step is to start, and the next most important step is to keep going. You'll adjust your path along the way, and you'll figure out more as you learn, but only if you're willing to take action. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't happen as quickly as you expect. You might think that you're not making progress, or that it's just too hard, but the reality is, success takes time. The most significant achievements don't happen overnight. They're the result of years of dedication, consistent action, and resilience. Think about the most successful people in the world. Their accomplishments didn't happen in a year or two. They took decades of hard work, struggle, and perseverance. And it's not just about their talent or intelligence. It's their commitment to showing up every single day, no matter what. That's the level of commitment you need to have if you want to achieve anything great. One of the most powerful tools you have in your arsenal is the ability to stay disciplined. Discipline is what keeps you going when the excitement fades, when the novelty of a new goal wears off, and when you just don't feel like pushing forward anymore. Discipline is the act of doing the right thing, even when you don't feel like it. It's waking up early when you'd rather stay in bed. It's doing the work when you'd rather be doing something else. It's about building habits that align with your long-term goals, even when they're difficult. And discipline isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, one decision at a time. The more you practice discipline, the stronger it becomes. Eventually, it will become second nature to you. Another key to success is learning how to prioritize. You have to be able to identify what truly matters and focus your energy on those things. It's easy to get distracted by shiny objects, by things that seem important in the moment, but don't move the needle toward your goals. If you want to succeed, you have to be ruthless with your time. You can't afford to waste it on things that don't contribute to your growth or progress. Every day is an opportunity to move closer to your goals, and you need to treat your time like the precious resource it is. The more focused you are, the more productive you'll be. And the more productive you are, the closer you'll get to achieving what you want. But the most important factor in your success is your mindset. Your mindset is the lens through which you view the world, and it determines how you respond to challenges, setbacks, and even success. A growth mindset is essential for long-term success. It's about believing that you can always improve, that failure is just feedback, and that you are capable of achieving great things if you stay focused and committed. Your mindset shapes your actions, and your actions determine your results. So if you want to succeed, you need to cultivate a mindset that supports your goals. Believe that you can achieve what you set out to do, and watch how the world starts to respond to that belief. There's no such thing as a perfect moment to start. There's only now. The time to take action is right now. So stop waiting, stop overthinking, take that first step, and then keep going. When you look back on your journey, you'll realize that the most important thing you did was simply to start. Set a daily challenge that forces you to grow. The path to mastering discipline is not a comfortable one, and that's exactly why it's so powerful. It's about pushing yourself to the limit, about breaking through your own barriers, and proving to yourself that you can do more than you ever imagined. There's something extraordinary that happens when you commit to doing something every single day. No matter how you feel, no matter what distractions come your way, and no matter how many times you want to quit, it's in that commitment, in that refusal to let the circumstances control you, that true power is born. Every day is an opportunity for you to prove your resolve, to show the world that nothing can stand in your way. But so many people don't understand that discipline is not about following rigid rules or simply forcing yourself to work. It's about creating a foundation that leads to success, a way of thinking that makes you unstoppable. Discipline is the backbone of your character. It shapes how you handle pressure, how you manage your emotions, and how you take responsibility for your actions. And the truth is, without discipline, you're at the mercy of your impulses, your moods, and your environment. The difference between those who succeed and those who fall short lies in the ability to master their own behaviors, thoughts, and actions. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that discipline is something that only the naturally gifted have, that somehow those who achieve great things are born with a special kind of willpower that you simply don't have. But let me tell you, that's a lie. Discipline is a skill that can be developed by anyone, no matter where you start from. It's a practice that you can build one day at a time, one decision at a time. Just like building muscles in the gym, your discipline grows stronger the more you work at it. It doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't come without effort, but with consistency it becomes who you are. You have to make it a part of your identity. Instead of seeing discipline as something you have to do, start seeing it as something that you get to do. It's an opportunity to push yourself, to see how far you can go, to break through barriers and come out on the other side as a stronger, more capable version of yourself. The real magic of discipline is that it transforms you from the inside out. It teaches you to control your thoughts, your impulses, and your emotions. And once you start mastering those, nothing can stop you. The greatest achievers in the world don't wake up every day with unlimited motivation. They don't simply feel like working hard all the time. They choose to do the hard things because they understand that their success depends on it. Discipline isn't about doing what's easy or what feels good in the moment. It's about doing what's necessary, even when it's uncomfortable, even when you'd rather be doing something else. But here's the key. The more you make the decision to push through, the easier it becomes to keep pushing. It's like a snowball effect. The more you do, the more you want to do. Momentum builds and discipline becomes second nature. People often talk about motivation as if it's the secret to success. They wait for the perfect moment to feel inspired, to feel that spark that will push them to take action. But what they don't realize is that motivation is fleeting. It's a feeling, not a strategy. If you rely on motivation to fuel your actions, you'll be disappointed when it inevitably fades. Instead, build a system of discipline that doesn't rely on how you feel. Motivation will come and go, but discipline will carry you through the tough times. When you build the habit of showing up every day, of doing the work even when you don't want to, you create the momentum that will eventually carry you to success. Discipline is about creating an environment where success is inevitable. It's about setting yourself up for success, no matter how difficult the journey may seem. It's about having the self-awareness to know when you're getting off track and making adjustments before you veer too far. It's about saying no to distractions, no to instant gratification, and yes to the actions that will move you closer to your goals. And when you fall, as you inevitably will, it's about getting back up, learning from your mistakes and keeping going. The power of discipline lies in its ability to build your character. When you push through discomfort, you're developing resilience. When you make the decision to keep going, even when you don't feel like it, you're teaching yourself mental toughness. When you stay focused on the long-term goal, rather than seeking instant rewards, you're building patience and perseverance. These traits don't just serve you in one area of life, they impact everything. They affect your relationships, your career, your health, and your ability to face adversity. Discipline shapes who you are, and who you are determines how you show up in the world. If you want to be successful, you can't rely on external circumstances to dictate your actions. You can't wait for the perfect conditions to appear. You have to make the decision to act, even when the odds are stacked against you. When you commit to discipline, you're choosing to take control of your life. You're saying, I will not let my circumstances control me. I will create the conditions for my success. And that's what separates the achievers from the dreamers. The willingness to take responsibility for your actions, regardless of the challenges you face. So how do you develop discipline? It starts with small daily actions. It starts with setting clear goals and committing to doing the work, even when you don't feel like it. It starts with building routines that support your goals and eliminating habits that hold you back. It's about creating a vision for your life that excites you, and using discipline as the tool to make that vision a reality. It's not about being perfect, it's about being persistent. Every day you show up, you're getting closer to your goals. Every time you push through the resistance, you're strengthening your discipline. And every time you choose action over inaction, you're one step closer to the life you want. The truth is, discipline isn't something you have, it's something you create. It's a practice that builds momentum over time. And when you commit to it fully, it will transform every area of your life. So stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Discipline is what turns dreams into reality. And if you're ready to make your dreams a reality, you need to choose discipline, day in and day out, no matter what. Say no to distractions, and yes to focused action. Imagine waking up every single day knowing exactly what you need to do to achieve the life you've always wanted. You don't have to search for motivation because your purpose drives you. The actions you take each day are fueled by a deep commitment to your goals, and nothing can throw you off course. This is the power of discipline, the ability to keep going even when things get tough, even when you want to give up. It's the strength to push forward, no matter what, and to show up for yourself when nobody else is looking. Discipline doesn't happen by accident. It's built one decision at a time, and each decision shapes the person you become. It's easy to look at successful people and think they've got it all figured out. You see the finished product, the result of their hard work, and you assume they must have some secret formula. But here's the truth. Success isn't about having a magical talent or waiting for the right moment to act. It's about showing up, doing the work, and staying committed to your goals even when it's hard. Success is built on discipline. It's the foundation upon which everything else is built. Without it, no matter how talented or capable you are, you'll always fall short. Discipline is the differentiator that sets apart those who succeed from those who just dream about it. The most successful people in the world don't just rely on inspiration, they know that inspiration is fleeting. It's like a spark that ignites a fire, but if you don't feed that fire, it will burn out. They rely on discipline to keep going long after the initial excitement fades. The secret isn't in waiting for the perfect mood or the perfect moment, it's in developing the habits that turn success into a daily practice. Discipline is the steady force that carries you through the tough times, the moments when motivation is nowhere to be found. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. Here's the thing, the more you build your discipline, the stronger it becomes. At first it may feel like you're fighting against yourself, trying to do the things that are uncomfortable or outside of your comfort zone. But the more you push yourself, the easier it gets. Discipline isn't about forcing yourself to do things you hate, it's about training your mind to do the things that will get you closer to your goals even when you don't feel like it. Every time you show up, you're strengthening your ability to keep going, no matter what challenges arise. You're teaching your mind that the only way out is through, and that's what separates the winners from the quitters. Imagine if you stopped waiting for motivation to strike. Imagine if you made the decision that no matter how you felt, you were going to do the work. You weren't going to let excuses or distractions take you off track. You would build the habits that make success inevitable. That's the power of discipline. It turns your dreams into a daily reality. It doesn't matter if you're tired, stressed, or overwhelmed. When you develop discipline, you don't need to rely on motivation. Your actions become automatic. You've trained your mind to do the work, and as a result, you start to see results that most people only dream of. Here's another secret. Discipline isn't about punishment or self-denial. It's about creating a life that reflects your values and goals. When you have the discipline to do what needs to be done, you're actually giving yourself more freedom. The more disciplined you are, the more control you have over your life. You don't have to live on the whims of your emotions or your circumstances. You're not a slave to your moods. You can accomplish anything you set your mind to, because you've trained yourself to take the necessary actions every single day. It's not about doing things you don't want to do. It's about doing the things that will get you closer to the life you want to live. One of the most powerful things about discipline is its ability to build momentum. At first, it may feel like you're pushing a heavy boulder uphill. It takes effort, it takes time, and it can feel exhausting. But the more you push, the easier it gets. Momentum builds, and before you know it, you're not just working hard, you're moving forward with ease. The hardest part is getting started, but once you begin, it becomes a natural flow. Discipline creates the kind of momentum that propels you toward your goals, and that momentum is what keeps you going when you hit roadblocks. Think about the habits that you have today. Are they getting you closer to the life you want, or are they holding you back? The good news is, you have the power to change your habits. Every decision you make is a step in the direction of the life you want to create. If you want to build discipline, you have to start by making small, consistent choices that align with your goals. These choices compound over time, and eventually, they become your new reality. The person you are today is the sum of the decisions you've made up until this point. If you want to become someone who's disciplined, you have to start making different decisions. You have to choose the hard path over the easy one, the long-term payoff over the short-term gratification. When you start making these small changes, you'll notice something incredible happening. Your confidence will grow. Discipline gives you the confidence to face any challenge, knowing that you have the strength and the habits to overcome it. When you show up for yourself, even when it's hard, you start to believe in your own power. You begin to trust yourself more, and that trust becomes the foundation for even greater achievements. As you develop discipline, you begin to see yourself as someone who follows through, who finishes what they start, and who never gives up. And that identity, that belief in yourself, is what drives you to keep going, day after day. This is why discipline is the key to lasting success. It's not a one-time event or a fleeting burst of motivation. It's the daily choices you make, the actions you take, and the mindset you develop. Discipline is the foundation that supports everything else in your life. When you commit to building discipline, you're committing to creating a life that reflects your highest potential. You're making a choice to become the person who shows up, who works hard, and who never quits. And when you make that choice, there's nothing that can stop you. So stop waiting for motivation to come. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Make the choice today to develop discipline, and watch as your life transforms, one action at a time. Success isn't something that happens to you, it's something that you create through consistent, disciplined effort. And the best part, you have everything you need to start right now. Track your progress daily and celebrate small wins. What if I told you that the key to unlocking the next level of your life isn't about waiting for the right moment? It's about learning how to take massive, imperfect action, even when everything seems uncertain. Most people sit around waiting for the perfect conditions to start. They wait for motivation, for the stars to align, for things to feel right. But here's the truth. If you keep waiting for everything to be perfect, you'll never start. Taking action isn't about waiting for everything to fall into place. It's about making things happen with what you've got right now. The truth is, the journey towards your dreams isn't about waiting until you feel ready. It's about jumping in and figuring things out along the way. If you don't take action, you'll stay stuck where you are. And you'll keep feeling that frustration that comes with knowing you're capable of so much more, yet you can't quite make it happen. The power of taking action lies in the fact that every step you take builds momentum. Every decision to move forward, no matter how small, is one step closer to making your vision a reality. It's easy to feel paralyzed by fear, self-doubt, or uncertainty. But every moment spent sitting still is a moment wasted. Taking action, even when it feels uncomfortable, is the fastest way to progress. When you take that first step, even if it's not perfect, you start to gain clarity. You begin to see things from a new perspective. You'll start to notice the opportunities around you that were once hidden. You'll realize that the path to success isn't as complicated as you made it out to be in your head. It's about doing, failing, learning, adjusting, and doing it all over again. That's the process. That's how you build confidence and competence. If you wait for the perfect moment, you'll miss out on the invaluable lessons that come from taking action and failing. It's through the failures, the mistakes, and the trials that you learn the most. Each failure is simply a stepping stone towards success. One of the biggest reasons people hold themselves back from taking action is fear. Fear of making mistakes, fear of what others will think, fear of failure. But here's the thing. You'll never be truly successful until you learn how to embrace failure as part of the process. Failure is not something to be feared. It's something to be celebrated. Every time you fail, you get one step closer to success. In fact, failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a part of success. It's the learning curve that helps you grow, refine your approach, and eventually reach your goals. You can't succeed without failing. The key is not to let fear control you. Instead of letting it paralyze you, let it fuel your desire to act. The more you act, the less room fear has to take up in your mind. Each small step of action diminishes the power fear has over you. The more action you take, the less intimidating it all becomes. Over time, you'll stop thinking about how scary it is to act, and you'll start focusing on the progress you're making. Taking action isn't just about doing things. It's about taking the right actions. It's about aligning your efforts with your goals. It's about choosing the activities that move you forward and eliminating the distractions that pull you away from what matters most. When you take action, you need to be intentional with what you do. Every move you make should bring you closer to your desired outcome. The small, consistent actions you take every day are what create the results you want. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. You just need to make better decisions, one after the other, and keep moving in the right direction. But here's where most people fall short. They don't take action consistently. They start strong, but as soon as they hit a bump in the road, they give up. They let a single failure or setback derail their entire plan. Consistency is the true game changer. It's the small, everyday actions that lead to the big results. The secret to success isn't about doing something big all at once. It's about doing something no matter how small, every single day. It's about the habit of action. The more consistently you act, the more unstoppable you become. A big part of taking action is making sure you don't get overwhelmed by the enormity of your goals. If you look at your big dreams and think about all the steps involved, it can seem like an impossible mountain to climb. But here's the thing. You don't have to climb the whole mountain at once. You just need to take one step, then another, and another. Break your big goals down into small, manageable pieces and take action on them one at a time. You'll be amazed at how quickly things start to snowball once you commit to taking consistent action. If you've been holding back, waiting for the perfect time, the right circumstances, or the ideal moment of motivation, it's time to let go of that mindset. There is no perfect time. The best time to act is always now. The most successful people didn't wait until they felt ready. They acted anyway. They took risks, they learned from their failures, and they kept moving forward no matter what. You have to develop that same mentality. It's time to take massive action. Right here, right now. Remember this, the only way to get closer to your goals is by taking action. The more you do, the clearer the path becomes. Each decision to act is an investment in your future. Every step you take is progress, even if it doesn't feel like it at the time. Your actions will compound over time, leading to greater success and fulfillment. But none of that happens if you don't start. You can't sit on the sidelines and expect things to change. You have to get in the game. You have to take the first step, and then the next, and the next. Success isn't a destination. It's a journey that begins with one small action. The key to getting where you want to go is to stop waiting for permission and start taking action. It's time to stop overthinking, stop second-guessing, and start moving. You don't need to have all the answers right now. You don't need to have everything figured out. What you need is the courage to act, the willingness to learn from every mistake, and the commitment to keep going. No matter what, take the first step today. The life you want is waiting for you to claim it. Hold yourself accountable when nobody is watching. Success is not some distant dream or something you wait around for. It's a result of the choices you make and the mindset you adopt every single day. It's about recognizing that life is unfolding right now, and everything you do today matters. Every single action you take today will determine where you end up tomorrow. Imagine, just for a moment, if you had the power to shape your life by your decisions, your thoughts, and your actions. Well, you do. You are the one who holds the keys to the future you desire. You just have to take ownership of your thoughts, your behaviors, and your daily habits. If you're waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect set of circumstances, or the perfect amount of motivation to come your way, you're going to keep waiting for the rest of your life. The truth is, action comes before motivation. Action is the spark that ignites motivation. When you start acting, the motivation will follow. But you have to make the choice to act first. It's time to stop overthinking, to stop doubting, and to start believing in your own ability to create the life you deserve. This journey isn't about being perfect, it's about being consistent. The path to success is built by small, purposeful steps taken over time. It's the daily choices you make today that will dictate how you feel tomorrow, and how you feel tomorrow will impact what you do the next day. If you continue to wait until everything feels right, you'll never take the first step. The truth is, the first step is always the hardest, but it's the most important one. Once you begin, you'll gain momentum, and with momentum comes the confidence to keep going. So let's break it down. The first part of creating the life you want is making the decision to show up. Show up for your dreams, your goals, and yourself. This isn't about waiting for external validation or circumstances to align perfectly. This is about you taking full responsibility for your life and deciding that no matter what, you're going to show up. You're going to put in the effort, even when it's hard, even when it feels overwhelming, and even when the odds seem stacked against you. You have the power to change the course of your life, but that change begins with one simple act: showing up. When you show up, you're telling the world, and more importantly yourself, that you're ready. You're ready to make things happen. You're ready to face challenges. You're ready to embrace discomfort. And most importantly, you're ready to push through the fear and keep moving forward. But it's not just about showing up. It's about showing up consistently. Too many people fall into the trap of thinking that taking a single step is enough. They put in a few days of hard work and then expect everything to change. But success doesn't work like that. Success requires consistent effort over time. It's about showing up day after day, even when you don't feel like it, even when you don't see immediate results. The results will come, but they will only come if you keep showing up. Success doesn't happen in a single moment. It happens in the moments you create over time. And the more consistent you are, the more inevitable success becomes. We all know that setbacks are a part of the journey. There will be days when things don't go as planned, when you encounter obstacles that seem insurmountable, when you feel like giving up. But this is where the magic happens. This is where the true test of your character lies. How you respond to adversity will determine your future. It's not the setback itself that defines you. It's how you rise up from it. The world doesn't care about your setbacks. It only cares about how you respond. When you face setbacks with resilience and the determination to keep moving forward, you send a clear message to the universe that you are not giving up. You are not backing down. And that message will be heard. The more resilient you become, the more unstoppable you are. It's easy to get caught up in thinking that success is about grand achievements. But in reality, success is about mastering the small everyday habits that compound over time. Success isn't about waiting for that big break or that life-changing moment. It's about understanding that the small actions you take every day are the ones that make the biggest difference in the long run. It's the consistent effort. It's the 1% improvement each day. If you can commit to taking small steps each day toward your goals, those steps will add up to massive results. The key is in the consistency. Every action you take, no matter how small, is moving you closer to where you want to be. You don't need to make huge leaps to make progress. It's about taking consistent action over time and trusting that it will all add up. Now let's talk about the importance of mindset. Your mindset is the foundation of everything you do. It's the lens through which you view the world and everything that happens in it. If you believe that success is reserved for a lucky few or that you're not capable of achieving your dreams, that belief will become your reality. On the other hand, if you believe in your ability to grow, to learn, and to adapt, you'll open yourself up to limitless possibilities. Your mindset determines how you respond to challenges, how you handle failure, and how you push forward when things get tough. A growth mindset, the belief that your abilities can be developed through hard work and dedication, is essential to achieving long-term success. When you believe that you can grow and improve, no obstacle seems insurmountable. And when you encounter failure, you don't see it as a permanent setback but as an opportunity to learn and grow. With the right mindset, no challenge is too great, and no dream is too big. The power to change your life is in your hands. Right now, you don't need permission. You don't need the perfect conditions. All you need is the decision to take action, to show up, and to commit to making progress every day. Stop waiting for things to align perfectly. Stop waiting for the ideal moment. That moment is now. Make the decision to start, and then start taking consistent, purposeful action. As you do, you'll start to see the results. You'll see the small wins stacking up, and before you know it, you'll be living the life you once only dreamed of. The key to success is in the action you take today. The more you do, the more you'll achieve. So take that first step and keep moving forward. No matter what, you've got this. Repeat the uncomfortable until it feels natural. Great things don't come from waiting around for life to hand them to you. They come from the power you build, the steps you take, and the commitment you make to your own growth every single day. You have a dream, a vision, something bigger than yourself that drives you to push through the hard days. But if you want to see that dream become a reality, you have to stop waiting for permission and start taking bold action. Life is not going to give you the green light until you prove that you're serious about what you want. When you take ownership of your actions, you take ownership of your life. And when you take ownership of your life, you have the power to create anything you desire. If you want to succeed, you must first stop looking for the perfect conditions to show up. There is no perfect moment, no ideal scenario where everything magically aligns for you. Success is created through consistent effort, resilience, and most importantly, discipline. Discipline is not about being perfect. It's about making the choice to move forward, regardless of how you feel. It's about understanding that the journey won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Every single decision you make, no matter how small, will either take you closer to your goals or further away from them. And it's those small decisions, the daily actions you take, that build the momentum that will carry you toward success. No one wakes up one day and becomes an overnight success. It doesn't work that way. Success is the result of consistent action over time. The key is to build habits that support your goals. You don't have to start with giant steps or huge leaps. The most important thing is to start. One step, no matter how small, is better than staying stuck. You may not see immediate results, but every small action you take is compounding, leading you to the bigger results you crave. Don't let the absence of immediate feedback discourage you. Every successful person has faced struggles and setbacks, but they kept going because they trusted the process. They didn't need the world to cheer them on every step of the way. They stayed focused on their end goal, knowing that their hard work would pay off in the long run. Imagine what your life would look like if you made the decision today to show up and put in the work. What would it feel like to get up every day with purpose, knowing that every action you take brings you closer to your dreams? That's the kind of mindset you need if you want to succeed. You are capable of so much more than you realize, but only if you commit to putting in the effort. It's about making the decision to do what's necessary, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. You'll have days when you're exhausted, when you question your progress, when you wonder if it's worth it. But it's in those moments when you're at your lowest point that you build the strength to rise higher than you ever imagined. And when you rise, the world will notice. Success doesn't come from talent alone. It doesn't come from waiting for the stars to align or for the circumstances to be perfect. It comes from putting in the work, from committing to the grind, from getting back up after every setback and pushing forward with unwavering determination. When you make the decision to show up every single day, to take action no matter how small, you are planting the seeds for your future success. And while it might take time to see the fruits of your labor, they will come. There's power in the daily disciplines you choose. It's easy to get caught up in thinking that success requires grand gestures, but the truth is that it's the small, consistent actions that lead to big results. If you want to see change in your life, you have to change your habits. The good news is that you get to choose those habits. Every day you have the opportunity to make choices that will either lead you closer to your goals or hold you back. The power to create your success is in your hands, right now, but you can't wait for the right time or the right feeling. You need to make the decision today. Life is full of distractions, full of things that will pull you away from your goals. But if you want to build the life you've always dreamed of, you need to be intentional about where you focus your energy. You need to be disciplined in how you spend your time, how you take care of yourself, and how you invest in your growth. The people who succeed are the ones who are disciplined in their actions, who keep their eyes on the prize and refuse to let anything distract them from their path. When you master discipline, you can achieve anything. The difference between those who make their dreams a reality and those who don't isn't talent, luck, or circumstances. It's discipline. The most successful people aren't the ones who had it easy or who were handed opportunities. They're the ones who worked for what they have, the ones who kept going even when it seemed like the world was against them. And you can do the same. You have the ability to create the life you want, to achieve the goals you've set for yourself. But it's going to require consistency, hard work, and most importantly, discipline. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be tough at times, but it's also going to be worth it. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for life to give you the go-ahead. Take charge now. Show up, do the work, and trust the process. You have everything you need to create the life you desire, but it's going to take more than just thinking about it. It's going to take action. It's going to take discipline, and it's going to take a commitment to showing up every day, no matter what, because the life you want is already within your reach. You just need to decide that today is the day you're going to go for it. And when you do, there's no stopping you. Commit to learning one new skill every week. You have everything you need right now to start making progress towards your dreams. You don't need more time, more resources, or even more knowledge. All you need is the decision to take action and start using what you already have to move forward. The difference between the people who succeed and those who don't isn't found in what they're given, but in what they choose to do with what they have. Your potential is not tied to the circumstances around you, but to the mindset you choose to adopt and the steps you're willing to take each day, no matter how small. The key to building lasting success in your life is rooted in one simple principle: consistency. It's not about waiting for a breakthrough, nor is it about finding some magic formula that guarantees instant results. It's about showing up every single day, no matter how you feel, and committing to doing what needs to be done to move your life forward. Whether it's taking that first step toward a long-term goal or sticking to a habit that pushes you beyond your comfort zone, consistency is what separates those who dream from those who actually do. One of the biggest reasons people struggle to build momentum is because they don't believe they're capable of achieving greatness. They look at their circumstances, the challenges they face, and the obstacles that stand in their way, and they allow those things to dictate their potential. But the truth is, no challenge or setback is too great for you to overcome. What holds most people back is not the size of the challenge, but the size of the belief they have in their own ability to overcome it. The minute you make the decision that you can, you will. That's the shift in mindset that will take you from feeling stuck to seeing progress. When you focus on daily action, the magic starts to happen. Sure, you might not see the immediate results you're hoping for, but don't be fooled. Every day you commit to showing up, even in the smallest of ways, you're laying the foundation for something massive. You're building a life of discipline, resilience, and action. The real power lies in your ability to persist through the moments that don't seem to be getting you anywhere. It's easy to be motivated when things are going well, but true growth happens when you continue to press forward, when the results aren't immediate, when the journey is slow, and when the progress seems small. You can't control everything in life, but you can control how you respond. When things don't go as planned, when you face setbacks, or when you feel like giving up, it's the way you respond to those moments that determines whether or not you will reach your goals. It's easy to throw in the towel when things get tough, but if you can master the art of pushing forward when everything inside of you is telling you to stop, you'll be unstoppable. Real growth is uncomfortable. It stretches you in ways that are hard to comprehend until you're on the other side of it, looking back at how far you've come. In the end, it's not the challenges that define you, it's how you choose to face them. If you let every setback knock you down, you'll never get where you want to go. But if you develop the ability to face challenges head on, to take them as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles to success, you'll begin to see your world shift. Every time you push through adversity, you grow stronger, smarter, and more capable of handling whatever comes next. Now is the perfect time to decide that you will never quit, no matter how long it takes. Stop waiting for the perfect moment to act. That moment is now. If you want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a victory. The journey to success isn't linear, it's full of ups and downs, twists and turns. But if you commit to showing up every day, no matter what, you'll start to notice the changes in yourself, and more importantly, you'll notice the changes in your life. The most successful people in the world didn't become successful by accident. They became successful because they were willing to show up every day, even when it wasn't easy. They embraced the grind. They embraced the hard days. They understood that success isn't about avoiding struggle, it's about embracing it and pushing through. The harder you work, the more you grow, and the closer you get to realizing the success you've been chasing. The key is to never stop moving forward. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need to know exactly where you're going or how you're going to get there. What you need is the commitment to move. No matter how slow or uncertain the path may seem, momentum is built on action, and the more action you take, the more momentum you'll have. It's a snowball effect. The more you do, the more you will want to do, and the more results you'll see. Your success is not a matter of luck or chance. It's a result of your daily decisions. Every action you take, whether it's waking up early to work on your goals or choosing to work through distractions, is an investment in your future. Your dreams don't care how hard it is. They only care if you're willing to put in the work to achieve them. And if you are, there's nothing that can stop you from reaching your full potential. So right now, make the decision to commit to your goals. Make the decision to stop waiting for the perfect time and start acting today. The journey may be tough, but that's what makes it worthwhile. When you reach your destination, you won't just be proud of what you've accomplished. You'll be proud of who you've become in the process. The hard work, the dedication, the discipline, it all leads to a life you can be proud of. So keep going, keep moving forward, and never stop believing in your ability to make your dreams a reality. Take one action today that your future self will thank Right now, you hold the power to change the course of your life. Right here in this moment, you have the ability to break free from the habits and routines that have been holding you back. The only thing standing between you and the life you desire is your decision to take action. And that action starts with a single step. It doesn't matter how big or small it is. What matters is that you make the choice to begin. The moment you take that first step, you unlock your potential. And from there, you begin to shape the future you've always dreamed of. In a world full of distractions, challenges, and noise, it's easy to lose focus. We live in an age where it's almost impossible to avoid the constant pull of external forces demanding our attention. But here's the truth. The most successful people aren't the ones who never face obstacles. No, they're the ones who learn how to stay focused, how to tune out the distractions, and how to keep moving forward even when the world around them feels chaotic. The key to success isn't found in the absence of problems. It's found in the ability to remain consistent, to stay driven, and to prioritize what truly matters. Every time you find yourself doubting your ability to achieve your goals, remember that it's not about being perfect. It's about persistence. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to know exactly how things will unfold. What you need is the courage to show up every day, to commit to putting in the work, and to trust that, over time, the pieces will fall into place. Progress is made one decision at a time, one action at a time. Success isn't an overnight phenomenon. It's a long journey of consistent effort. Even on the days when you feel like giving up, the world will try to pull you off course. It will try to convince you that your goals are too big, too unrealistic, or too out of reach. But here's the thing. Every great achievement started with someone daring to believe it was possible. And that person wasn't someone special or different from you. They were just someone who decided to keep going. No matter the odds, no matter the challenges, no matter the setbacks. They decided to take action, even when the road ahead seemed uncertain. That's the kind of mindset you need to adopt. You don't need to wait for all the stars to align. You don't need to wait for the perfect conditions. You just need to start. And from there you'll learn, grow, and adapt. Taking action is about more than just moving forward. It's about staying focused on your goals. When life throws distractions your way, it's easy to get caught up in the noise. It's easy to get sidetracked by other people's opinions, by fear, by doubt. But when you keep your eyes on the prize, when you make your dreams your priority, those distractions start to fade away. The more focused you become, the more you begin to see the steps you need to take to reach your goals. It becomes easier to say no to things that aren't aligned with your vision, and to say yes to the things that will move you closer to where you want to be. Success requires commitment. It requires consistency. It requires the willingness to push through the tough times, to keep moving when you don't feel like it, to stay disciplined even when the temptation to quit is strong. But that's exactly where the magic happens. It's in those moments of struggle, those moments of doubt, that your true growth occurs. The person you are today is not the person who will achieve your dreams. The person who will achieve those dreams is the person who shows up every day, who keeps going when things get tough, and who refuses to give up no matter what. You may not see the results right away, and that's okay. In fact, that's part of the process. The journey to success is not linear. It's full of ups and downs, highs and lows. But as long as you keep moving forward, no matter how small the steps, you are making progress. You are building momentum. And momentum is the secret ingredient to success. The more consistent you are, the more you commit to the process, the more you will begin to see results. They might be small at first, but over time, those small results compound into something much bigger. It's like planting a seed. You may not see the tree immediately, but if you keep watering it, if you keep nourishing it, eventually it will grow into something extraordinary. Don't wait for perfection. Perfection is an illusion. Waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions will keep you stuck forever. The truth is, there will never be a perfect moment. There will always be challenges, obstacles, and things that go wrong. But the key to success is not avoiding those challenges. It's learning how to face them, how to keep moving forward in spite of them, and how to use them as opportunities for growth. If you wait for everything to be perfect before you start, you'll never start at all. Understand that growth doesn't come from comfort. Growth comes from pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, from doing the things that scare you, from taking risks. It comes from stepping up when you feel like stepping back. Every time you push past your limits, you expand your potential. You become stronger, smarter, and more capable of achieving what you once thought was impossible. And with every step you take, you get one step closer to realizing your goals. It all starts with a decision. The decision to take action. The decision to stop waiting, to stop making excuses, and to stop letting fear hold you back. You don't need more resources, more knowledge, or more time. You have everything you need right now to start. It's all about the decision to move forward, to take that first step, and to keep taking steps no matter how small. When you do that, you're not just changing your life. You're building the life you've always dreamed of. So take that first step. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. Start now. Every action you take, no matter how small, is a victory. Keep going. Keep pushing. And know that with every step, you are becoming the person you need to be to achieve your dreams. The only thing standing between you and your success is your decision to take action. And that decision starts now. Stop waiting for motivation and start with discipline. You have within you everything it takes to reach the life you've always wanted. Right now, at this very moment, you have the power to shape your future, to make the decisions that will create the life you've imagined. It's not about waiting for the right opportunity or for things to line up perfectly. It's about recognizing that the power is already within you, and it starts with the actions you take today. The key to success lies not in some magical moment or in some unseen force. It lies within the consistency of your actions and the strength of your commitment. Success doesn't just happen. It's something you create, step by step through your daily choices. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that there's some special formula for success, some secret path that only a few lucky people get to follow. The truth is, there's no secret. The people who succeed aren't the ones who have everything figured out. They're the ones who don't give up when things get tough. They're the ones who understand that success is a result of hard work, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to the process. They've learned that every step they take, no matter how small, brings them closer to their goals. And that's exactly what you need to do too. You need to embrace the process, trust the journey, and stay focused on the path ahead. Every moment you spend questioning whether you're on the right track or doubting your abilities is a moment you lose to indecision. It's easy to get caught up in the noise of the world around you. People telling you what you should do, what you shouldn't do, what you're capable of, and what you're not. But the truth is, only you know what you're truly capable of. Only you know the fire that burns inside of you, the dreams that push you forward even when the world seems dark. And those dreams, they're possible, but only if you make the decision to pursue them. The only thing standing in the way of you achieving your dreams is the choice to keep going, even when things get hard, and to keep believing in yourself no matter how impossible things seem. You can't let the opinions of others or the setbacks you face define you. You are the one who controls your destiny. Success isn't a straight line. It's a winding road filled with obstacles, challenges, and moments of doubt. But it's in those moments of struggle where your character is built, where you discover who you truly are and what you're capable of. The most successful people aren't the ones who avoid challenges. They're the ones who rise to meet them. They face adversity head on. They learn from their failures, and they keep moving forward. You've got to adopt the same mindset. When challenges arise, and they will, you've got to face them with strength and resolve. It's not about avoiding hardship. It's about learning how to navigate through it, how to grow from it, and how to keep moving forward no matter what. The temptation to quit is real, and it's something every successful person has had to face at some point. But here's the thing. Quitting doesn't get you closer to your goals. Giving up doesn't lead to progress. In fact, every time you choose to quit, you lose a little bit of yourself, your confidence, your belief in your own abilities, your sense of purpose. But every time you push through, every time you keep going, even when it feels impossible, you gain something. You gain resilience. You gain strength. You gain the understanding that you are capable of more than you ever thought possible. It's that persistence, that refusal to give up, that will ultimately lead you to success. And it's not a question of if it will happen. it's a matter of when. You've got to be disciplined. But discipline doesn't mean working yourself to the point of exhaustion. It means making the right choices, day in and day out, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline means sticking to your plan, even when you don't see immediate results. It's about staying the course, knowing that every action you take, no matter how small, is getting you closer to your goal. Discipline is what keeps you moving when motivation fades, when the initial excitement of your dream starts to wear off. It's what allows you to stay focused and keep going, even when you want to throw in the towel. And it's this kind of discipline that separates the successful from the unsuccessful. But it's not just about discipline. It's about developing habits that align with your goals. Success isn't just a matter of doing things in the right moment. It's about creating a lifestyle that supports your goals. It's about building habits that push you in the right direction, even when you're not consciously thinking about it. And this is where many people falter. They work hard for a while, but they don't develop the habits that will carry them to success. Without those daily habits, success becomes fleeting. With them, it becomes inevitable. Success is a journey, not a destination. It's easy to think that one day, you'll reach the top, and everything will be perfect. But that's not how it works. There's always another challenge, always another hurdle to overcome. The key is to find joy in the process, to learn to love the grind, and to understand that the journey itself is where the growth happens. Every day you show up, every day you put in the work, you become better, you become stronger, you become more capable of achieving your dreams. And that's the real success, to be the best version of yourself, to keep improving, and to keep growing. So stop waiting for the perfect time, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect circumstances. They don't exist. The only time you have is now. The only opportunity you need is the one you create for yourself. Your dreams are waiting for you, and the only thing standing between you and them is your willingness to take action. You don't have to know exactly how everything will unfold. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to start, and the rest will follow. The road ahead won't always be easy, but it will be worth it. The person you will become in the process is worth everything. This is your moment. You have what it takes to achieve everything you've ever dreamed of. The time to act is now. Take the first step, and keep going. There's nothing stopping you except yourself. Your future is waiting for you, but it's up to you to step into it. Are you ready? Outwork yesterday by showing up stronger today. The journey to achieving your dreams is not just about working hard. It's about working smart and focusing on what truly matters. The world is full of distractions, temptations, and endless noise that will try to pull you away from your path. But the people who achieve greatness are the ones who know exactly where they're headed and are relentless in their pursuit of it. They don't get sidetracked. They don't waste their time chasing after every new shiny object that comes along. They're laser focused, determined, and willing to put in the work, day after day, to turn their dreams into reality. What sets successful people apart from those who stay stuck in the same place year after year is their ability to make their goals their absolute priority. And that's something you have control over right now. You decide what is most important to you. You decide what your priorities are, and once you do, you have to protect them like your life depends on it. Because it does. Every time you choose to focus on the wrong things, you take a step further away from your potential. Every time you allow distractions to consume your energy, you're slowly drifting away from what you truly want to accomplish. But when you make your goals your top priority, everything changes. You start to notice how much more productive you become when your focus is sharp. You start to notice how the little habits that seemed insignificant at first begin to add up and move you closer to your goals. And before you know it, the things you once thought were impossible start to feel achievable. But it's not going to happen by accident. It's going to happen because you decided to get serious about where your energy goes. You decided that you were done with playing small, and that you were going to do whatever it takes to make your vision a reality. That's where the shift happens. Being intentional about your actions means you're constantly asking yourself whether what you're doing right now is moving you closer to your goals or pushing you further away. Every action you take is a choice, and those choices add up to either progress or procrastination. If you're not moving forward, then you're moving backward. There's no middle ground. Time doesn't stop for anyone, and every second you waste is a second you'll never get back. So you have to be intentional with your time. You have to value it as one of your most precious resources because once it's gone, there's no getting it back. If you're serious about changing your life and stepping into the greatness you were meant for, you've got to make a commitment to your goals that goes beyond just saying, I want this. You've got to be willing to put in the work, even when things get hard, even when you don't feel like it, and even when the results aren't immediately visible. Success is built over time, one decision at a time. You have to be willing to show up for yourself every single day, even when the world is telling you it's too hard, or that you're not good enough. The people who win are the ones who never quit, no matter how many times they fail, no matter how many obstacles stand in their way, they just keep going. And part of that process is learning how to block out the noise. There will always be people who tell you that your dreams are unrealistic, that you're wasting your time, that it can't be done. The truth is, their opinions don't matter. What matters is the voice inside your head that tells you that you are capable, that you are worthy, and that your goals are within reach. That's the only voice that counts. That's the voice that will propel you forward when everything else is trying to hold you back. People often make the mistake of thinking that success comes from some grand dramatic moment. They wait for the big breakthrough or the lucky break that will change everything overnight. But the truth is, success is found in the daily grind. It's the little things you do every day that add up and make a difference. Whether it's waking up early, doing the work even when you don't feel like it, or pushing through when things get tough, it's the daily commitment to your goals that creates lasting success. This isn't a race to the finish line. This is a marathon that requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to do the work, no matter how long it takes. Consistency is key, and it's the key that unlocks the door to your success. It's not about doing something perfectly. It's about doing it consistently, even on the days when it feels like nothing is happening. The results might not always be immediate, but they will come if you keep showing up. The compound effect is real. Every action you take, every effort you make, builds on the last, and before you know it, you've built a life that reflects your commitment to your goals. But if you're not consistent, if you give up too soon or get distracted by things that don't matter, you'll never see the results you're capable of. The key to achieving greatness is simplicity. It's about cutting out the distractions, focusing on the fundamentals, and doing the work that others aren't willing to do. It's easy to get lost in the noise, to chase after every new trend or piece of advice that promises success. But the truth is, the most successful people are the ones who stick to the basics and keep doing the same things every day that move them closer to their dreams. They don't get distracted by shiny objects or temporary setbacks. They stay focused on the goal, no matter what. So ask yourself, are you ready to prioritize your goals? Are you ready to block out the noise and stay committed to your dreams? It's time to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start taking action. The only way to get to where you want to go is by making the decision today to start moving forward. And once you make that decision, there's no turning back. Because once you start, the only thing that matters is going all in, day after day, without hesitation, without doubt. That's how dreams are built, and that's how you'll make your vision a reality. The time is now. The path is clear. It's all up to you.
Silence doubt with relentless and fearless action. The difference between where you are now and where you want to be is one decision, a single moment in time where you choose to step up, take action, and never look back. It's easy to get stuck in the trap of waiting for the right moment, waiting for the perfect conditions. But the truth is, those moments never come. What matters isn't waiting for things to align perfectly. It's about deciding right here, right now, that you're going to take control of your future and make it happen. You can spend your entire life waiting, or you can start today. The choice is yours. But let me tell you this, there's no time like the present, and there's no one who will do it for you. The world doesn't owe you anything, but it offers limitless opportunities to those who are ready to seize them. If you're going to achieve anything in life, you need to understand that it all comes down to one thing: action. You can have the best ideas, the most powerful vision, but if you don't act on them, they will remain nothing but dreams. The greatest achievers in history didn't wait for success to fall into their laps. They took action relentlessly, day in and day out. And that's exactly what you need to do. Success isn't a passive experience. It's something you create by committing to consistent, deliberate effort. It's a daily practice. The more action you take, the more momentum you build,
and the closer you get to turning your dreams into your reality. The path to greatness is not linear. It's filled with setbacks, challenges, and times when you feel like giving up. But those who succeed are the ones who keep going even when it feels impossible. They understand that the obstacles are part of the journey, not roadblocks that should stop them. Every challenge is an opportunity to learn, grow, and sharpen your skills. And while the road might not always be easy, it will always be worth it. The price of success is the willingness to face your fears, to take risks, and to push through the pain. When you stop running from challenges and start facing them head-on, you unlock a level of strength and resilience you never knew you had. You start to realize that every struggle is a stepping stone toward your goals, and each step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to the person you're meant to become. What most people don't realize is that there's no such thing as the perfect time to start. There's always going to be something holding you back. The fear of failure, the fear of judgment, the fear of the unknown. But here's the truth. Those fears will never go away. They will always be there, lurking in the background, trying to stop you. The only way to overcome them is to push forward despite them. The fear of taking action is often worse than the action itself. Once you take that first step, you'll realize that it wasn't as scary as you thought, and with each subsequent step, the fear gets smaller and smaller. It's inaction that keeps you trapped. It's inaction that makes those fears grow bigger. But once you decide to take action, even if it's imperfect, you start to build the courage to keep going, and that's when real progress happens. It's easy to get distracted. It's easy to get caught up in the noise and the chaos of life, to lose sight of your goals when the world is constantly throwing things at you. But here's the secret. Distractions are everywhere, and if you let them, they'll derail you from your purpose. The key to staying focused is knowing exactly what you want, having a clear vision of your goals, and refusing to let anything or anyone pull you away from it. You have to make your goals non-negotiable. You have to be so committed to your vision that nothing else matters. Every decision you make, every action you take should be in service of that vision. And when distractions arise, and they will, you have to learn how to say no, to protect your energy, and to stay committed to the path you've chosen. The world will always try to tell you that it's too late, or that you're not good enough. But those voices don't define you. You are the one who decides what's possible for you. If you want something bad enough, you'll find a way to make it happen. It's not about talent or luck. It's about persistence, hard work, and the belief that you can achieve whatever you set your mind to. You have everything you need to succeed within you. All you have to do is unlock it by taking consistent, intentional action toward your goals. You can spend your life wondering if it's possible, or you can take the leap and find out for yourself. The people who succeed aren't the ones who have it easy. They're the ones who refuse to quit. They keep going when everyone else gives up. They push through the tough times because they know that their success is on the other side of their perseverance. It's not enough to just have a dream. You need a plan, a clear, actionable plan that will guide you from where you are now to where you want to be. It's not about being perfect, but about taking strategic steps every day that move you forward. The biggest mistake you can make is to sit back and wait for things to magically fall into place. That's never going to happen. Success requires action, and that action starts with you. You have to take responsibility for your future and commit to doing whatever it takes to make your dreams a reality. Your future is in your hands, and the only person who can make it happen is you. So ask yourself, what am I going to do today to move closer to my goals? The answer is simple. Take action. Take one step, no matter how small, and keep going. The more you act, the more you'll see results. The more you focus on your goals and stay determined, the faster you'll get where you want to go. Greatness isn't a destination, it's a journey. It's not about achieving one big goal and then stopping. It's about creating a life of consistent growth, learning, and improvement. Every single day is an opportunity to move closer to your dreams. Every single action you take is a step toward the person you're destined to become. So stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop waiting for the right conditions. Start today, right now, and keep going. Success is built on action, and every action you take is another building block toward your future. You have the power to create the life you want. Don't waste another second waiting for it. The time to act is now.
Challenge your comfort zone every single day. The life you dream of is waiting for you to show up and claim it.
Every single day is an opportunity to step closer to the life you've always wanted. But the truth is, you have to be the one to take that first step. The world won't hand you anything. And your dreams won't just fall into your lap. You have to work for them. And I know that sounds daunting, but let me tell you something important. The most successful people on this planet aren't the ones who have it easiest. They're the ones who have committed to doing whatever it takes. No matter how difficult, no matter how long it takes. Every dream starts with a decision. Every successful person started out where you are now, unsure, uncertain, and facing challenges. But the difference is that they chose to act, and they chose to never give up. You might not feel like you're ready right now. You might think that you're not good enough, or that you don't have what it takes. But let me remind you, those thoughts don't define you. They're just stories you've been telling yourself. The only thing that determines your success is your commitment to take action, even when you don't feel ready. There's no magic moment when everything will be perfectly aligned. It's about pushing forward, even when you don't have all the answers. The key is to start. It's about showing up, even on the days when you don't feel like it. It's about setting your eyes on your goals and moving toward them, one step at a time, no matter how small those steps might seem. Every step counts. Every single action you take moves you closer to your dreams. You'll face moments when everything feels impossible. You'll want to quit, give up, and walk away. But the real question is, will you keep going when it feels like the world is against you? Will you continue when you can't see the results yet? Because here's the thing. It's not about what you achieve in the moment. It's about who you become in the process. It's about developing the grit, the perseverance, and the resilience to keep going, even when the odds are stacked against you. Those moments when you feel like quitting are actually the moments when you need to push harder. You can't wait for everything to feel easy. If you do, you'll never get anywhere. Progress is made in the tough times, when you're tempted to quit, but instead you push forward and discover a strength inside you that you didn't know existed. Every failure, every setback, every obstacle you encounter is an opportunity for growth. It's not a sign that you should stop. It's a sign that you're moving forward. The people who succeed aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who learn from their failures and use them as stepping stones to success. You have to change your mindset around failure. You have to embrace it as part of the journey. If you're not failing, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. When you embrace failure as a necessary part of the process, it stops being something that scares you and starts being something that motivates you. Every time you fail, you learn, and every lesson you learn gets you closer to where you want to be. But success doesn't just come from taking action. It comes from the right kind of action. It comes from being strategic about the steps you take and making sure you're moving in the right direction. This means you need to be clear about what you want. You need a vision that pulls you forward, a goal that lights a fire inside you and makes you want to keep going. No matter what, without a clear vision, it's too easy to get distracted, to get lost in the chaos of life, and to forget why you started in the first place. When you know what you want, every decision becomes easier, every action is purposeful, and every setback becomes a lesson, not a reason to quit. Having a vision gives you the focus you need to stay on track, even when things get tough. Now I know that life can be overwhelming sometimes. There are so many distractions, so many things pulling you in different directions. But here's the thing, you have control over your focus. If you want something badly enough, you'll find a way to make it a priority. You have to be ruthless about protecting your time and energy. If something doesn't align with your goals, if it doesn't move you closer to your vision, then it's not worth your attention. Your time is your most valuable resource, and you can't afford to waste it. You have to be intentional with how you spend each day. The world will always throw distractions your way, but you get to choose how much power you give them. You have to train yourself to say no to things that don't matter, and yes to the things that will help you move forward. The journey to your goals is a marathon, not a sprint, and the marathon is made up of countless small steps. So don't get discouraged by the size of the goal. Break it down into manageable pieces, and focus on making progress every day. Some days the progress will feel small, but don't discount it. Every small step you take compounds, And before you know it, you'll have made incredible strides toward your dreams. It's easy to get overwhelmed when you focus only on the end result. But the truth is, the end result doesn't matter nearly as much as the person you become in the process of getting there. Every step you take makes you stronger. Every challenge you overcome builds your confidence. And every day you commit to your goals brings you one step closer to achieving them. No one can do the work for you. You're the only one who can make your dreams a reality. You have the power, the strength, and the ability to create the life you've always wanted. But it's up to you to take that first step and keep going. Success isn't for the chosen few. It's for those who are willing to do what it takes. It's for those who refuse to give up, no matter how many obstacles they face. It's for those who are willing to put in the work, day in and day out, until their dreams become their reality. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait for someone to tell you that you're ready. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is your willingness to take action. So what are you waiting for? It's time to take that first step.
Do one thing daily that makes you uncomfortable. You have the power to completely transform your life. It's not a question of if it's possible. It's a matter of when you decide to make it happen. The truth is, you don't need anything extra to succeed. You don't need some secret formula or a special set of circumstances. What you need is a deep, unwavering commitment to yourself and your goals. Right now, you are already equipped with everything you need. All you have to do is take ownership of it and take the steps toward your greatness. The only thing standing between where you are now and the life you dream of is the decision to take action. Most people get caught up in the idea of perfection. They wait for everything to fall into place before taking the leap. But let me tell you something. Waiting for the perfect moment will only delay your progress. The truth is, the moment you start is the perfect moment. And it doesn't have to be a grand, dramatic gesture. It can start with something small, something so simple that it seems almost insignificant. But when you commit to taking that first step, no matter how small, you begin a ripple effect that starts to shift everything. Action, no matter how minor it seems, will always beat inaction. Every small step you take puts you that much closer to achieving your dreams. You've probably heard it said that success doesn't happen overnight. And that's absolutely true. But don't let that discourage you. The key to success is consistency. It's the small daily actions you take that add up over time to create monumental results. If you want to build the life you've always dreamed of, you have to be committed to the daily grind. You have to wake up every single day and choose to show up, even when you don't feel like it, even when things are hard, even when you're facing obstacles. The truth is, those are the moments that count the most. The real growth happens when you push through the hardest times, when you push through self-doubt, when you push through resistance. That's when you truly start to transform. And the most powerful part, every time you push through, it becomes easier the next time. It's a muscle you're building. The more you commit to the process, the stronger and more unstoppable you become. One of the biggest barriers people face when it comes to taking action is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough. These fears can paralyze you if you let them. But here's the thing, those fears are a natural part of the journey. They don't mean you're not capable of success. They mean you're about to step outside your comfort zone and grow. Everyone experiences fear, even the most successful people. The key is not to let it control you. Instead of letting fear hold you back, use it as fuel. Let it be the thing that drives you forward, that makes you take the next step, because every time you face that fear and push through it, you build more confidence in yourself. You begin to realize that fear doesn't have control over you, you have control over it. But it's not just about facing your fears. It's also about making the right decisions every day. It's about being intentional with your time, your energy, and your resources. What are you choosing to focus on? What are you choosing to spend your time doing? You can't afford to waste time on things that don't align with your goals. If you're spending hours scrolling through social media, or procrastinating on the things that matter most, you're holding yourself back. Your time is one of the most valuable resources you have, and you need to protect it fiercely. You have to be intentional about how you spend every moment of every day. It's not always easy, but it's necessary. The people who succeed are the ones who choose to prioritize their goals above everything else. They make choices that move them forward, not ones that keep them stuck in the same place. As you take action, you're going to encounter setbacks. Things won't always go as planned. There will be days when you feel like you've taken 2 steps back instead of forward. But here's the truth. Those setbacks are part of the process. They're not signs that you should give up. They're opportunities to learn, grow, and adapt. The key to success is not avoiding failure. It's learning how to bounce back from it stronger than before. Every failure teaches you something valuable. It shows you what works, what doesn't work, and what you need to do differently next time. Instead of seeing setbacks as roadblocks, start seeing them as stepping stones. Each one gets you closer to the person you need to become to achieve your goals. But it's not just about taking action. It's about taking the right kind of action. If you want to make real, lasting change in your life, you have to be strategic about the actions you take. It's not enough to just work hard. You need to work smart. You need to set clear, actionable goals that align with your vision. Don't just say, "I want to be successful." Break that down into specific steps. What exactly do you need to do to get there? How will you measure your progress? What are the small daily actions that will add up over time to create big results? The more specific you can be with your goals, the easier it will be to stay focused and on track. And here's the thing, no one else is going to do it for you. The responsibility is yours. You are the one who has to take the steps to build the life you want. You can't wait for someone to come and change your circumstances. You can't wait for the world to give you permission. You have to take ownership of your life, your actions, and your decisions. The more you own your journey, the more empowered you'll feel. And the more empowered you feel, the more likely you are to keep pushing forward, no matter what challenges come your way. The life you want is waiting for you to claim it, but it's not going to happen if you sit back and wait for things to fall into place. You have to take action. You have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone and take risks. You have to commit to showing up every day, doing the work and pushing through the tough times. And when you do that, you will see results. The progress might be slow at first, but that's okay. What matters is that you're moving forward. And every day you continue taking action, you get closer and closer to the life you dream of. You have everything you need to succeed. All you have to do is take that first step, and then keep going, no matter what.
Create daily habits that push you closer to your goals. You have what it takes to conquer your challenges. Right now, at this very moment, your future is in your hands. You don't need any more reasons to wait. You don't need any more external validation. And you certainly don't need any more excuses. What you need is to act, to move forward, and to push past the walls that stand in your way. The only thing holding you back is yourself. The key to your greatness is within your control. And that key is discipline. When you commit to something, truly commit to it. The path ahead begins to clear. Discipline isn't about being perfect every time. It's about doing the work day in and day out, regardless of how you feel. It's about showing up when the world tells you to rest, and pushing through when the temptation to quit is at its peak. It's not a sudden burst of energy, but a steady, consistent effort that compounds over time. This is the secret to success. Discipline over time. It doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes or 5 hours. What matters is that you are doing it consistently. This is the difference between those who succeed and those who struggle. It's not about what you do on your best day. It's about what you do every day, even when the world doesn't seem to notice. But how do you build that discipline? It starts with intention. The most successful people in the world didn't just stumble into their achievements. They set their sights on something, defined their purpose, and then relentlessly pursued it. That's the first step. What is it that you want to achieve? What is the goal that excites you, that challenges you, that pushes you beyond your limits? When you can clearly define your goal, you give yourself a reason to wake up every day and do the work. You give yourself a reason to push through the resistance, to fight the distractions, and to focus on what matters. And here's the thing. Success is not a straight line. It's not as simple as setting a goal and achieving it. Along the way, you're going to face obstacles. You're going to have days when nothing goes right, when you fail, when you feel exhausted, and when you wonder if it's even worth it. But it's precisely in these moments that discipline is built. The real test of your commitment comes when things aren't easy. When you hit a roadblock, that's the moment that counts. That's when you dig deeper. When you keep pushing. When you remind yourself why you started in the first place. If you give up when things get tough, you rob yourself of the opportunity to grow, to become stronger, and to achieve what you truly desire. The most powerful part of discipline is that it doesn't depend on how you feel in the moment. It's about the choice you make when you don't feel like it. It's about committing to a routine that will serve you, even when the distractions of life try to pull you away. That's why successful people don't rely on motivation. They rely on their habits. Motivation is fleeting. Some days you're going to feel like conquering the world. Other days you'll feel like staying in bed. But the difference between success and failure is found in those moments when you don't feel like it. The choice to do it anyway. The choice to do the work even when the fire isn't there. Motivation will come and go, but if you've already built the habit, you don't need to wait for motivation to show up. You just get to work. And here's a powerful truth. Discipline will transform your life in ways you never imagined. It's not about doing more. It's about doing more of the right things. Every action you take compounds. Every time you show up, even when you don't feel like it, you're building something much bigger than you can see in the moment. You're building your future. You're building the life you want, piece by piece. It may not feel like much in the beginning, but it's the daily consistent actions that will lead to the big life-changing results. One of the hardest parts of building discipline is the mental struggle. You'll face doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs that tell you it's too hard, it's not worth it, or you're not good enough. These thoughts are normal. They're part of the process. Every successful person has faced them. The key is not to listen to them. You don't need to believe every thought that crosses your mind. Instead, focus on the actions you can take. Don't wait for your mind to tell you that you're ready, or that everything is perfect. Just take the next step. That's how you overcome the mental blocks that stand in your way. You keep moving forward, no matter what. A huge part of discipline is understanding that progress is not always linear. Some days you will feel like you're making huge strides forward. Other days, it will feel like you're stuck in place. But even when it feels like nothing is changing, know that you're still progressing. Every time you show up, you're building momentum. Even when it feels slow, it's happening. It's not always about the outcome. It's about the process. Every step you take today is one step closer to where you want to be. If you're ready to take control of your life and your future, discipline is the key. It's the foundation that success is built on. It's not about motivation, and it's not about talent. It's about showing up every day and doing the work, no matter how you feel. The most successful people in the world didn't wait for the perfect moment. They created it. They built it. They worked for it, day in and day out. They didn't let excuses stop them. They didn't wait for everything to be easy. They just kept going, and they made it happen. And so can you. You have everything you need to succeed right now. All that's left is to start. Choose discipline, choose action, and choose to show up every single day. The results will come, and they will be more than worth it.